over the edge right here, it is literally, well, there is one ledge below here, so you might live. The movement's going to propel you over the edge anyways.
So just a question for AT&T if you're watching, is that covered on the insurance plan if she drops the phone? But it did remind me of a song though, Close to the Edge. But it's not down by the river, it's down by the canyon. It's about to get real.
We really enjoyed our time in Vegas, me especially, since I got to spend so much time with my dad. We were headed back toward Dallas and had one last bucket list item to check off along the way. We just arrived in Willams, Arizona, the gateway to the Grand Canyon, or at least according to their signs. It's a pretty cool little town.
And after that drive with the wind, it's the gateway to an old-fashioned tonight, because that was a rough drive.
Yeah, the roads were rough, the wind was rough, but we're here, and now it's time to get set up and let the fun begin.
Well, today's the day. Grand Canyon Day, and we're going to do this a little different. I know people have probably showed this before in some of their videos, but we're taking the Grand Canyon train. And apparently we're going to get robbed, so I made sure Pam had all the money. Bucket list item. And of course we're running late again, so we should get there. Well, we're supposed to be.
He's not right.
Supposed to be there by 9. We'll be there at 9:05. Boarding's 9:15. They have a little show going on, so let's go check it out. The Grand Canyon Railway is walking distance from the Grand Canyon Railway RV park where we stayed. Taking the train was something we really wanted to experience, but we also were going to drive to the canyon another day. There are 6 classes of service to choose from, and the prices start at $70 and go up to about $240 for a round trip, and entertainment is provided. Each way takes 2 hours and 15 minutes, which leaves you about 3 hours at the canyon. Well, that's not a lot of time, and knowing we were going to drive in another day, it was a great experience to add to this stop. We just got off the train, and we thought we knew a shortcut, and we were wrong. So pro tip if you're watching this video, don't do what we did. It said visitor center. We figured, okay, that's the rim trail.
Get off of the train.
And then get off the train.
Go to the back and then go behind the train.
That's the way you're supposed to do, but that's not what we did. What we did is we followed the sign, and it was, yeah, we messed up. But anyway, the Grand Canyon is right in front of us, catching our first glimpse of it. And he said it's emotional, so I hope Pam brought tissues. And we're gonna go check it out right now.
Train here. This is the first time, obviously, for us to see it, and we're on a very, very limited time allotment.
About 3 hours.
Yeah, so we're actually gonna take a short walk around the rim, go have lunch, and then head back. That's probably about as much time as we'll have.
I'm thinking, should it be a swan dive or should I do a half hand?
Let me make sure your life insurance is up to date.
It's up to snuff. May not be enough for you because you kind of
big spender that I am.
High maintenance. So.
Get out of here. But anyway, yeah, this is amazing. And it's I guess it's exactly what I thought it would be. It was just one of those moments where you just stand back and look at it and just almost disbelieve. we've been walking to try to just get away from the crowds. But so we haven't been reading the signs and everything. But there's a trail of history with rocks alongside here. I think the one back where we started was supposedly the oldest. So as we go back, we'll take some time and read that information. See if we can just soak it all in.
We only got to the 200 million year mark, but actually when we started, it went to it's like 1.8.
Yeah, if you went further that direction, you'd have the newer stones.
Yeah, it's 18, like the Rolling Stones.
The edge right here, it is literally, there is one ledge below here, so you might live if you fell from here, but my guess is you're going to be the movement's going to propel you over the edge anyway. So.
You've seen this move before at Glacier, so I'm going to do it again.
If I was going to make one suggestion on this trail, they should bank this. They should bank it inward so you kind of have a tendency to lean inward, not outward. But yeah, that's a pretty, I could see if you came up here for a sunrise or sunset and you came across that part and you weren't so sure-footed, you might become a statistic. Here she goes.
I gotta do this. Good shot right here.
So just a question for AT&T if you're watching. Is that covered on the insurance plan if she drops the phone? So I wanted to share a few fun facts about the Grand Canyon Railroad that takes you up to the South Rim. It's first started running in 1901, and it's run continuously up until, I want to say, the 60s when it stopped, and then they actually put it back in service in 1989. Today we have about 600 people on the train. They say it can hold up to about 800 people. And there's 3 different classes of cars that you can use. It's the Pullman, which is the 1923 old open air train, which we rode in on the way up to the Grand Canyon. And that was very, very cool. There's coach class, and then there's first class. And first class includes, what you would expect first class to include, not alcoholic beverages, but, snacks and things like that. Now, you can go to the cafe car, which I am actually in right now, and you can get coffee, soft drinks, beer, wine, and, just some snacks and things like that. The train ride is 65 miles from Willams to the South Rim, and it takes 2 hours and 15 minutes each way. There is some slight elevation change back and forth and a couple S-curves they go through. The landscape changes quite a bit. It goes from fairly dense forests into some scrub brush, which you probably see behind me now, and back into some forest, and then just some very high plains area. So very, very cool. Definitely would recommend it. It leaves you several hours. The train leaves at 9:30 from Willams, and then leaves back at 3:30 from the South Rim. So when you start doing the math on that, it leaves you about just over 3 hours and 15 minutes or so to explore visitor center, the shops, to do the rim trail as we did as well. And that's probably a good glimpse for a day trip. We definitely want to go back and do some more. And definitely worth it. We took the coach on the way back, coach class on the way back, Pullman on the way up, and was definitely, I think the Pullman was actually a lot more fun, to be honest with you. It's nice having those windows open and just getting that feeling of being back in the 1920s. If you get a chance, if you just want to go up to Grand Canyon for the day, then take the railroad. It's really kind of fun. And if you have a couple days to do it one day, and then maybe do take a drive up there. It's about to get real. Say cheese, you can tell it to the judge. That was the most disorganized holdup I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I could probably teach him a couple lessons.
The little guy, did you see him?
I saw him. I didn't see him rob you.
I had it in my glasses.
Did he get you?
Yeah.
I just, uh-oh.
Anybody here get robbed?
What is you sleep on the job?
No, I take a break at 5 o'clock.
They didn't take a break. Go get it.
Don't worry, where they gonna go?
Today is our second day in the Arizona area near the Grand Canyon, and yesterday we were at the Grand Canyon, but today we decided to take a ride to Sedona. And oh my goodness, we are riding or traveling on what, 89A South?
Yeah, from 40 towards Sedona.
40 towards Sedona. And what an incredible drive. We're just driving along and we're thinking, oh, this is really pretty. The trees are so pretty. And then we noticed another sign that said,
7% grade.
7% grade and no trucks over 40 feet long. We're like, oh, that's interesting. And then it's like you round a corner and boom, it was just incredible. Anyway, we're excited to see all about Sedona today. We're only going to have, of course, just, the day here, but hopefully it'll be enough to see the high points anyway.
Well, we finally made it to Sedona. You saw some of the footage on the way in through the town, and then on 89A. And let me just say about 89A, that was crazy because we started off I-40 in Flagstaff, just south of Flagstaff, and then came down. And you're at 7,300 feet or so in Flagstaff, and then in about 20 miles you drop down to 4,500 feet. So it's a dramatic change. But this is Sedona, and you can kind of see behind us. And what's the name of this place?
Lover's Knoll.
Lover's Knoll.
It's just a scenic viewpoint, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
It is truly scenic because there are some amazing views right now.
There's a couple of photographers up here taking pictures, and there's a couple of lovers up here as well. So that's good. But if you can kind of see behind us, and I'm sure the GoPro can't pick it up, I'll put some pictures in here. But so far, just this view is beautiful, and we've just scratched the surface, so to speak. So we're going to go explore more Sedona.
Yeah, and we want to just be careful. We're kind of on the hillside, and I was noticing if you start sliding, don't grab this right here. That could hurt.
That'll make for a bad day. So
it's actually really pretty with the flowers, but man, would that be painful.
Let's go check out more Sedona.
We are headed back into the Grand Canyon, and we just arrived, and look, there's not even a line. Yeah, I'm sure that it's crazy busy other parts of the year, but here we go.
Is that a good map?
Do we have yeah, please, if you don't, yeah. Thank you.
Good to go.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. What we wanted to do is to come back in and see the sunset and maybe do a little bit of the Bright Angel hike. So we shall see.
So Pam decided that she wanted to do the Bright Angel Trail starting at 3:53 and sunset at 5:40.
Okay.
We're not going down very far, but the good news is we can now say we've been inside the Grand Canyon. I was just commenting to Pam that they call us the Bright Angel Trail. I think they should call it You Might Need an Angel Trail, because this is pretty, I'm not getting anywhere close to the edge.
turned around at just under half a mile. And coming down was so easy. The first few steps and I'm already out of breath. Anyway, this is crazy. But another time, another day, I'm gonna get to the river doing this hike. It's just not today. Well, it's a wrap. This is the last, I guess you could say, point of interest.
Well, last day at Grand Canyon, and it's really the last day of our, I'll call it summer, but travels throughout the country. Now we make a beeline.
Season 3.
Yeah, season 3. Make a beeline back to Dallas after this to spend time with the family, and start planning for next year. So Grand Canyon's amazing. I think what I like about so far, just this segment alone, is this is a bucket list. I mean, this is a bucket list probably for everybody, but I think between the Hoover Dam and Sedona, those are two other things that were just high on a list. I wouldn't call them bucket lists, but high on a list of things to see. And we saw them all in like 5 days. So, any last thoughts?
I didn't do one of the things I wanted to do.
Jump?
Well,
so
maybe you wanted me to do that.
No, somebody said that there's a book, what was it called?
Deaths in the Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon, and which is a horrible book to read while you're hiking in the Grand Canyon. But
I'm intrigued.
They said, we saw somebody that bought the book, and they said one of the data points is that 8 of 10 people that jump had no intention of jumping. Now, I'm not sure how they interviewed him after.
They survived.
Oh, they survived. Oh, the survivors.
But what did they do? Just jump onto the next? I don't know. It's piqued my curiosity, so I'm gonna have to listen to it because I prefer Audible. But anyway, the one thing that I didn't do that I wanted to do was the full Bright Angel hike.
Yeah.
So next time.
Well, I think you need more time and about 30 less years of age to do that.
No, that's not true. That is not true.
Yeah, it's if you do have a fear of heights, which I do. And I've done some hikes that you have some heights and without a problem. That one was a little freaky, and maybe because it was late in the day, the wind was blowing, and you just look over the edge, and it's not a 200-foot drop, it's not a 300-foot drop, it's a 5,000-foot drop or something like that. I mean, it's just that first bounce is a couple thousand feet down, then you bounce down another couple thousand feet. So definitely not something you want to do. Anyway, we're going to head out of here before we have an hour drive back to the rig and before it gets too dark. And we'll catch you in our next adventure.
Yeah. Until next time, be safe.
No more driving for months.
We arrived at our home for 2 months. So we're ready to kind of settle down for a bit.